Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is another episode of the fall garden preparation process. So for today, I'm going to this kind of rock and dirt place where I'm going to buy their garden soil, and this is such a great way to save money because when you go to the box store and buy their soil, especially garden soil or even was it garden soil, and they have potting soil, both of which are still very expensive. It's much cheaper here, so you can buy this by half a yard or a whole yard. So I only bought half a yard since I'm just filling up some of my beds. And I think the price for it was only like 30 something dollars, and these soil are great. They already have all the compost and other things in it, so you don't have to worry about it. I also notice when I plant with this soil, I always have worms in my pots, so that goes to tell me that there's like maybe worm eggs or something in there, but it's really great. So when I use the soil, I have zero problem with nutrient and stuff like that. So just as we were driving, I just recorded a little bit of more details about this place just to show you some of the other stuff that they resold here. They have stone tabs. They have mulch. They even have pre-made soil as well. I just bought their garden soil because it's a lot cheaper, and I can always amend the garden soil with peat moss and perlite, just to make it more suitable for potting gardening. So once we got home, we loaded our soil into this little wagon that we have. So we found this technique really, really helpful. So we lined our bed with a big tarp, and then we had them pour the soil on it, and then we siphoned the soil into another tarp that's in the wagon itself. So that way, when we get it to the bed, we just pull the tarp over, and then one, two, three, lunge it on over, and all the soil gets into the bed. Because back then we used to do it each shovel at a time, and that took us forever. So by doing it this way, we only had to make about like what, 4 or 5 trips for a half of a yard. So that wasn't bad at all. So and also I used to mix my soil in the truck bed and then load it into my garden. That took me way too long because it added more volume of things to carry to the backyard. So now I just load up the soil. I put the soil in first, and then I grab the peat moss, and then I put the peat moss on, and then I grab the perlite. I put the perlite in, and then after that I just mix it up. And if I was a little iffy, I can always add like a little bit of the organic fertilizer. In this case, I bought a fertilizer that was 344. So that's the NPK. And usually with NPK, I don't go over 10 on any of the numbers because then too much is not a good thing, right? So everything is fine as long as you do it in moderate amounts. So I just went around and just started sprinkling it all over the place. Honestly, there is no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing because all I know is I shouldn't over fertilize, I shouldn't over water, so I try to stick to those principles. Other than that, I mean, trial and error, right? Because what works for some people might not work for others because of their climates, because of the weather, whatever the case may be. So you just do what you can to make it work. I mean, all you got to remember is don't over anything. Just do everything in moderacy. So here you go. You see me just mixing the perlite and the peat moss, and also what is it, the fertilizer that I just sprinkled on. I also I think I put a little bit of blood meal in here as well, just in case. So my nephew was nice enough to help me. Look at him. He's probably hating life because it's super hot outside. And of course, Auntie Mai has to garden in the middle of the day in Texas because she wants it done now. So thank you very much, nephew, for helping me and putting up with my crazy antics of wanting everything done now. So anyway, so here it is. I'm just removing some of the extra material that we had on there, and then also filling up some of the hanging pots. So I started this like what this year only, and I didn't have that much success with the hanging pots, and that's partly because of my fault because I planted way too much stuff on the trellis and I left the hanging pot under the trellis. So what happened there was it just overgrown and shaded the entire thing. So everything in the hanging pot died. So yeah, that's why you see me replacing the soil. Anywho, so after I mix up all of those mixture, I gave it a really, really, really good watering. And once it's heavily watered, I will sprinkle all my seeds and then I'll sprinkle again just in case because seeds love water, right? And then once that is done, I'm going to cover with a layer of mulch and then I'm going to water again. So just a word of advice in terms of mulch. Last year, I did not know anything about mulch. So all I know was I need to mulch my garden to maintain the moisture and also to keep the soil, the nutrients in the soil from stripping. So then that's why I started mulching. But I bought the black mulch because, you know, it was the cheapest. So that's what I did. That started growing really crazy black mushroom and it stained everything. So yeah, after that I started using the regular schmegular wood ones and not the one that's dyed with any color. And that has been working great for me. No more crazy mushroom growth, and even if they grow, they don't grow a crazy funky color that dyed all my vegetables or some weird stuff like that. So anyways, I just showed you some of the seeds that I was growing. So, you know, some people, they grow it in pots beforehand, like they germinate it. I do that for the winter time because I know I can't put it into my bed for direct sow. But for this case, it's still fairly warm outside and hot, and these seeds are gonna grow just fine. I'm just hoping they're gonna make it through winter. But anyways, I just went ahead and just started throwing them in there and let them grow. I try to be organized with the square method and stuff like that, but that takes way too much work. And those lettuce seeds and whatnot, they're like minuscule, so I just sprinkle it. Whatever takes. You know, it's the joy of the veggies growing, right? I mean, I really I try to be organized at first, but you know, after a while when you have this much stuff to plant, you just let it go and you just make it work. Because I mean, but you know what I do try? I try to contain a specific plant in one pot. So then I don't look at the pot, well, except this one. I try not to combine multiple seeds into one bed because I mean then you're like, what on earth is growing, right? Yeah. So there it is. I think I was growing lettuce in those two small little pots, and then I was growing cilantro. Yeah, I think I grew a lot of cilantro because I love cilantro and radish. So here I am sprinkling the radish seeds in there. I bought these packs from Amazon. They come in like 5 packs with a variety of radishes. So I just went in and planted them with some snow peas towards the inner part of the long bed so that they can trellis up the arch trellis. As I said before, once you plant it and you water it, you mulch it, and then you gave it a nice water again. And look at that, you can see a little rainbow. Isn't it pretty? Anyways, if you're gonna do this, expect your yard to be gloppy. You know what I'm noticing? So my yard, the area that had grass, it absorbs the water. It's great. It doesn't get muddy. But the area without grass, it gets so muddy and disgusting. And I don't know what to do because I tried sodding it before, but because of how my yard is, that back end doesn't get up that much sunlight. And now that I have a trellis and I have plants growing, it gets a lot of shade. So then, you know, the saying, I think it was Augustine grass. I tried to grow, I put sod down, they all died. So if you guys have any recommendations for a type of grass that I can grow that will resist, that can deal with a high moisture level area and also shade, please comment down below and let me know what you can come up with because I hate having to go out and, you know, redo the sod and to waste money and, you know, for all the grass to just die down again. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, after that, the usual. I just water the pots in the concrete area. And guys, I've always shown you guys images of my yard during the daytime, but this is what it looks during the nighttime. It's so romantic out here. And all the lights that you see here, with the exception of the string lights, they're all solar lights. Isn't it wonderful? You just literally pop them down to the ground and then let the sun do its magic. It's so nice. I love being out here during the fall time because you get a beautiful breeze and it's so nice and relaxing. Anyways, I would like to thank you for watching my video so far. If you like my content, hit that like button and also that subscribe button, just so I know to make more of these contents in the future. And with that in mind, make sure you comment down below and let me know of your thoughts. And make sure you click that subscribe button. All right, thanks. Bye.